Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to this call. Welcome back. This is part of your MBA program, and this is the third Q&A call. And I hope that you all can hear and see me okay. Yeah, yay! This is really exciting because I am getting ready to, guide you through something here. But first, I want to hear from you and tell me what you've been finding so far as we go through this program and as I offer some tools for you to attend to change in a kind of process way. And yeah, I'd love to know what's coming up. Now, I have a couple of pre-sent questions. So if you are here and want to share, we'd love to hear from you. And so please feel free to pop some questions in the chat box. I'm going to check it here periodically to see if something's come up. And it's totally okay to just listen because the information that I have prepared to share with you will help you either way. And whether you are consciously thinking of the same question or not, you'll get some benefit. In this particular call, though, I was guided to actually guide you. I was guided to guide you. See how that works? Through another body awareness exercise called focusing. And focusing is something I use with my clients when we do physical body work, and also with some of my coaching clients on the phone. And I wanted to actually guide you through the specific process that I take with people. And this exercise will help you to become more aware of your body, like what's going on in the body, and that the things that the mind can't really explain rationally. So, so bear with me on that and we'll get right into it. Let me see if there are, excuse me, any questions just before we head there. Okay, so let's recap so far. The last lesson that I sent to you guys, the third out of them, was on action, right? So the process that I'm taking you through is in regards to choosing to change something, whether it's a belief, a behavior, a relationship pattern, something that you notice about yourself and you don't no longer want to be that way. I'm offering you these tools so that you can apply it and essentially change this thing or that situation that no longer feels true and right for you. So the first step was awareness. You have to be aware that something needs to change before it can ever change. So that is the first step. And body awareness, or being aware of how our body feels and what comes up as far as feelings, is a really good indicator a lot of times of what it is that needs to change. Sometimes we can think about stuff all day long, but unless we actually feel it, it's hard to make a decision to go for it or change it. Then the second step that I offered was acceptance and forgiveness. Those go together. And what I mean by that is when you become aware of something and you decide that it needs to change, then you have a choice. You make the conscious decision to accept and forgive the situation in order to move on. So acceptance and forgiveness is not condoning a behavior of someone else or a situation that has happened and has hurt you, the situation you want to change. It is saying that you take your power back and that you are no longer willing to let this thing be powerful over you. This step, the second step, can take a long time, depending on the situation that you're dealing with, and of course, your ability to accept and forgive what you need to accept and forgive. And then the third step we talked about is action. So once you are aware that something needs to change, you've taken some steps and you've worked on really opening your heart and allowing yourself to see things through the lens of love and forgive. Now it's time to act differently. Now it's time to take some action in order to complete this cycle, this change cycle, because without action, you're basically back at awareness. Again, without action, you're back at the spot where you are just aware that something needs to change. So remember those and do try and apply it to different situations in your life to see how it works. Without you actually applying this, you may not see any results. And this is my intention for you, is to take this information, listen to it again and again, jot some notes, go through the guide pages. They're really helpful for this. And decide to apply this process to anything, even if it's just something small at first. And I'd love to hear from you. How is it working, right? Like, how does it go? So those are the steps. Action was the last, and I hope that you're doing okay. If you have questions about it, let me know. Let me know how this is sitting with you and if it's making sense, if it's working for your own things that you're trying to change, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to take a quick pause here, see if there are any questions or concerns or comments. Let's see here. We have a couple questions. How do I, sorry, let me open that again. Probably look at it on this one. How do I get powerful? How do I get my life where I want it to be? Great question. How do I get powerful? First of all, you already are powerful. Powerful is within you already. Now, perhaps the question asks, how do I get to feel powerful again? And yes, that's perhaps, that can be a definite intentional kind of thing that you do. So if you have forgotten how powerful you are, you may feel like you don't have control over your life, you're not really getting what you want. Perhaps there's a situation that is still holding a lot of power over you, a lot of charge over you. Perhaps it's something you haven't been able to forgive. So to get your power back, it's directly tied to that work of forgiveness, that work of acceptance. And to know that powerful is already you. So it's nothing that you need to go out and get, it's within. So all you have to do is really just connect back to the essence, which you are, of which you came, that God within you, and express it in whatever form that needs to be. So powerful is not outside. It's not something you need to go out and get. It's not something you need to go out and buy. Powerful is within you. So all you have to do is just remember that. And if there is a situation that is holding you away from powerful, then that's the situation that needs to change. So applying this process of, you're already aware of it, but definitely acceptance and forgiveness and that work of opening your heart, that's what's going to get you powerful back. Okay, I know it's a process. I know it sounds way easier than it actually is to do, and you'll know what kind of action to take when that time comes for you to do that. So again, remember this: powerful is not outside of you. You already are powerful. It's just you have to remember that and take action from that empowered place. And I hope that through this program, you have some tools to get your powerful back. Okay. And what was the other question? How do I get my life to where I want it to be, to where I want? Well, again, with your power, with your drive, that's all third chakra stuff. And in your chakra awareness journal, we talk a lot about it. So maybe go back and check it out. Check out the third chakra stuff that's in your journal guide. And how do I get my life to where I want it to be? I guess first identify where you want your life to be. Where do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Where do you want to be in your life? And then step by step, imagine yourself there. I mean, that's a whole other, you know, course on manifesting what you want. But the essence is figure out what it is you want and why. And though that is the first step for sure. Figure out what it is you want and why. Don't worry about how it's going to get there, but what and why. Those are the important questions you want to ask yourself before you can get anywhere, because technically you can't get there unless you know where you're going and why you're going there. Okay, I hope that helps, and certainly we'll go into it deeper and deeper if that's needed. But for now, I do really want to guide you through this body awareness exercise technique, okay? So let's take a moment. Take a couple of breaths. So this technique is something I use. It's actually called focusing, and it was created back in the early 80s by a guy named Eugene Gendlin. He was a doctor, psychologist, and he basically, taught this technique to people. And this is used sometimes in therapeutic sessions, but it's not very usual to see this out there. So I learned it when I was in the spiritual psychotherapy program that I took years ago. And this is something that I have since then been practicing on myself all the time. But also in my bodywork practice as a massage therapist, I started teaching my clients how to do this because it's so easy and it's, well, I shouldn't say easy, but it's possible to do and to learn. Everybody can learn it. You don't have to be a therapist for this. You don't have to know any specific anything. And so this is how the body speaks to us. And that's what I'm really passionate about. And this is what I hope to teach you. And the people I work with through my message is to teach you guys how to understand this language that the body has, that the body communicates through. So again, the technique is called focusing, and focusing is not meditation. So it's not the same as watching your thoughts, being very focused on a point. No, it's actually to do with body awareness, being really aware and focused inside the body. So let's go ahead through this. I will guide you there, and hopefully you will definitely get something out of it. Don't worry if it doesn't happen the first time. I'm going to guide you step by step, but again, it takes a few times maybe to get used to what I'm trying to say. Now, the information that I'm going to give you is very right brained. So what do I mean by that? This is not logical. Your logical mind and your ego are going to want to start coming in and saying all these things like, this is crap, what the heck are we doing, why are we doing this makes no sense. Please ignore that, because it's going to try and sabotage what we're doing. Don't let it. Just have fun and use your intuitive imagination side, and allow it to go. Okay, we live our lives very logically, so this is going to be a treat. All right, so let's get comfortable here. The first step to this is to really become comfortable. So find a space, find a position. I'm sitting in a chair, so I'm going to get really comfortable in this chair. Relax your legs and feet. Now, you really want to make sure that you take a few moments here. I would also encourage you to have a pen and paper handy. So go ahead and get that if you don't have it, and come back to this comfortable position. By the way, you'll have the recording of this so you can go back and forth as you need to. So take a few big, relaxing breaths. The idea here is to really get your body in a position of comfort. This is key. The first, most important step in this is to get your body comfortable. A couple of big, deep breaths. Now, the reason for the pen and the paper is that you are going to jot down some words that come up as I prompt you to. So if that's handy, that's perfect. So let's go ahead and just be there. So whatever needs to happen, like as you saw me just do that, I needed to scratch the back of my head for comfort. If your foot is itchy, scratch your foot. If you need to change your clothes or put a sweater on, do that. You need to get comfortable for this. We're going to work with the body. So you'll see me close my eyes because this is how I tune into my body. And you could close your eyes or feel free to have them open, whatever is more comfortable. If you're driving, certainly don't close your eyes. But you definitely shouldn't be driving and listening to this. So again, we're getting more comfortable in the seat or where we are in this moment. And the first thing we're doing here is we're going to clear out some space. And what do I mean by that? Clearing out the space in your mind. So bring up all the things that you have currently present in your mind, and stack them in front of you. So just allow yourself to bring up a few things that you have going on in your life right now. Maybe it's work, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's I said this and I shouldn't have to so-and-so. And I just want you to really get it out of your mind and right in front of you. And stack these things that you have going on so that you can observe them from afar. So they're not in you and on you, they are in front of you. So all the things that you can think of right now that are on your mind, I want you to put them in front of you and observe what that is. Big, small problems, confusions, decisions, all of those things. Go ahead and just literally dump them out in front of you. Stack them, place them nicely, put them in boxes, whatever works in your mind, in your visual. Go ahead and do that right now. You're basically getting all of this stuff out. And taking a few moments for that. And we're waiting for a moment when you're like, yep, those are all the things. That's what, that's all happening, but without it all, I feel just great. Just perfect. And now when you have that clear space, you're feeling your body. Here's when you ask yourself, what is the most important thing right now that needs my attention, that I need to focus on right in this moment? Perhaps it's one of those things that you just pulled out of yourself, but pick one. Just one. The biggest, the sharpest, the thing that needs you the most right now. Pick that. Maybe it's the relationship, maybe it's a decision, maybe it's a conversation. And just ask yourself what needs your attention and listen to your body here. The whole time you're listening, you're breathing, and focus on that one thing. Focus on that one thing as a whole, as a one whole thing. Don't go into the details of it. I just want you to take it and focus on it as a one big everything with all of the details in it. You're just seeing it as a whole thing. And feel it in your body. Now you are body focusing. You're being body aware of what is the feeling, that the sense that comes with that thing as a whole. Again, I'm reminding you here to not go into a detail. Try to see things as a one big sense. Try to sense it in that way. And this is where you can write it down. What was the thing that you're working on? Write that down. What did you pick to work on? What was the most important thing that needed your attention? Write it down. And now let's focus and feel the sense. What is the sense that you get with this thing? I want you to feel it. You're not trying to describe it here. You are just feeling something about it. What is it about this? Fill in the blank of what you picked that I feel. How does it all feel? The whole of it. And as you sit with this, allow your body to give you some images. Allow your body to show you, to give you a word, to give you a phrase of that matches this sense of feeling, this felt sense that you have. It's not about one detail of the situation, it's about it as a whole. And try to see what matches, what word, what phrase would you use to describe exactly how that feels. Don't think about this, just breathe and feel. I'm guiding you through this process pretty quickly. This might take a while. So if you've connected to it, pause this here and just continue to sit with the felt sense, with the feeling of it as a whole, feeling it in your body as a whole, and notice what comes up as a word or a phrase or even an image that matches that feeling. What feels like that? And write it down. When you come up with it, make sure you breathe, because you may be already feeling a shift in your body. You will know when something's shifting when you feel a physical sensation, and it might be super small. It might be just a deep breath. It might be just a recognition. And now when you have the felt sense and the word that matches it, I want you to stay with both the word, the phrase, and this feeling, and see if they match. Are they a perfect match? Sometimes you'll find that the sense changes or the word changes, and that's okay. Just want you to feel if they are a match together, if they fit perfectly. This overall sense of the situation and the word. Notice what that is. Okay. Write it down. So you have a word or a phrase to describe this feeling, this sense that came when you thought of the whole issue, the whole problem as one big, one whole thing, without all the details one by one. See if it resonates together. And once you find that it does, if it resonates, there should be a shift in your physical sensation. Again, it could be just a slight release of tension, a big breath, um, anything that physically you feel as a relief when you find that resonance. And if you haven't yet, that's okay. You'll do it again and again, and it will fit. And if you have a word that came, or a sensation, or an image, ask yourself this question: what about the situation you picked at the beginning, fill in the blank, whatever that was, what about this situation makes me feel, and now fill in the blank of the word or the sensation that came up. So what about the situation makes me feel like this? And really sit with that. You are sitting with your body here. You are waiting for this physical, visceral reaction to happen. This is not something you can actually come up with cognitively in a talk therapy type session. These are the things that are missed in the traditional psychotherapy because the body has the intelligence for this. The mind is just a tool. The mind has too many stories, okay? And you'll find that if the answers are jumping up or criticizing, that's the mind ego stuff. That's not the truth. This is why this takes practice, okay? So ask yourself, what about the situation, filling in the blank, whatever that was, feels this way to me? And wait for the physical reaction. You may get some insight from this, some awareness to come up. If you found that you noticed a feeling that felt overall big and unclear and unseen as a whole, you were focusing. Congratulations, that's exactly what we're doing. And be open and grateful to receive whatever information comes from this. Maybe it's a slight shift in your body. Maybe it's a slight awareness. Maybe it's a slight relaxation in your shoulders. Perhaps it's a knowing. Maybe it's a confirmation of something you already knew. If it feels in any way like something resonated together and it fit, this has been successful. It may not have solved the problem, but this has been successful. So from this exercise, you can now take the awareness that came, or maybe the solution or the thing that came up from this exercise, and you can now apply the process of change to it. You know, the awareness, acceptance, and action. Know that things don't change overnight. So none of this is easy and quick. We're not talking about a quick fix. I'm talking about a lifelong skill that you can learn to practice on yourself so that you can be in any situation and know where you stand. This is not about analytically trying to resolve a problem. This is about understanding yourself on a deeper level and where things are stored, how things are stored, and what drives your patterns. This is way deeper than just talking about cognitively talking things out, rationalizing, internalizing, belittling things. Oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way anymore, you know, or making yourself kind of like forget about it. I'm not going to talk about it. This is way deeper, right? And this is why it's a skill. This is why it doesn't happen overnight. And that's why I'm on a mission to teach people how to be with that sense of themselves, how to, you know, go for this knowing quickly, so you don't have to stay stuck in a something that is just not working. Because usually what looks like on the surface as a problem has much deeper roots somewhere within us. And you know what, my friends? You are the only one who knows what that is for you. There is no therapist, no doctor, no one who can figure that out for you. People can help you, people can guide you, people can give you opinion, but no one can figure that out for you. And my intention, my goal, my dream, my mission is to help people learn this skill, these tools, so that they can use their bodies, their physicality in this world to propel themselves forward, to live the life that they want to live. Because what is the point of being stuck, stuck in a situation or in this body that is feeling all these feelings and we can't change it? It feels awful, doesn't it? But when you feel that empowerment, when you feel in your power to change something and to move forward and to gain something, or move into a relationship, move out of a relationship, move a place, get something new, have a conversation, stand up for yourself, that feels amazing. And the way you know this is by really focusing internally, finding that wisdom inside of you and letting it express itself, because that is the ultimate form for which you came here, is to have an expression, to give the unique person that you are an expression. Your soul desires that, and I wish that for you. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching this. I am thrilled to have you. Thank you for participating in the MBA program. And I will see you soon. This has been a great pleasure. I'm going to leave you with that. And please refer back to the replay of this call, this video, for your focusing technique. All right. Thanks so much. See you soon.